Welcome back, future marketers and business strategists. Today, we're doing a masterclass on how one of the world's absolute elite luxury brands manages to drive record-breaking sales without ever relying on traditional mass advertising. In this explainer, we're going to completely unpack the brilliance behind Lamborghini's strategy.
Here's our syllabus for today. We'll be breaking this down into 5 parts. First, the luxury marketing paradox. Second, brand identity and positioning. Third, the IMC framework. Fourth, digital scarcity and execution. And finally, number 5, real-world results. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. The luxury marketing paradox. We're starting with a counterintuitive reality that basically goes against everything you're taught in everyday consumer marketing.
So, think about this for a second. How do you sell out without advertising? Seriously, how does a company pull off a massive €1.61 billion turnover in 2020 while completely ditching television commercials and billboards? Most consumer brands would literally panic at the thought of zero TV ad spend. But for Lamborghini, while this lack of traditional marketing isn't a weakness, it's a highly calculated weapon.
There's a quote from Lamborghini dealer Vic Kujolian that really hits the nail on the head. He said, "Every car we get is already sold. So, fortunately for us, I don't think we have to advertise." That right there, that's the paradox in a nutshell. Their product is just so fiercely desired and production is so tightly capped that mass promotion is, frankly, pointless. When you deliberately keep supply lower than demand, slapping a picture on a highway billboard actually dilutes the prestige. It makes it too accessible.
Moving to Part 2, brand identity and positioning. To actually untangle this paradox, we have to look at how Lamborghini positions itself in the ultra-competitive, high-stakes automotive sector.
Take a look at this perceptual map. It's fascinating because you can see how Lamborghini has essentially carved out its own private island. They isolate themselves way up there in the extreme upper right quadrant. They are optimizing for maximum sporty and maximum classy attributes. So even when you compare them to elite competitors like Porsche, Audi, or Mercedes-Benz, Lamborghini pushes the envelope way further into a niche of absolute extreme luxury and performance. They have zero interest in playing the middle ground. They totally own the edge.
When we break down their STP framework, that's segment, target group, and positioning, you see some ruthless precision. They segment exclusively for the upper class, and their target group isn't just anybody with a big bank account. No, they are going after affluent, tech-savvy urbanites who, despite being super digitally fluent, have a deep appreciation for heritage. And their positioning. They position themselves as the ultimate premium super sports car for people who want to stand out from the crowd. It's built for those who are market-driven and hyper-aware of elite motor trends.
Now map that STP strategy onto the classic 4 Ps. Their promotion strategies where they really break the mold. Like we said, traditional TV commercials, gone. Instead, they replace them with incredibly exclusive experiential marketing. Rather than buying a 30-second ad during a football game, they promote through exclusive concept car unveilings, spreads in high-end car magazines, and insanely immersive experiences. Take the Lamborghini Winter Academy, for example. They literally teach clients how to drift a multi-$100,000 machine through the snowy Alps. They aren't just selling you a way to get from point A to point B. They're selling an unmatched elite lifestyle.
All right, Part 3. The IMC framework. If they aren't using traditional mass media, how on earth do they maintain such massive global awareness? Like, how does everybody know what a Lamborghini is? Well, the secret sauce here is mastering integrated marketing communication, or IMC. Now, as business students, you're probably familiar with this theory. It's a strategy that demands every single department, every single media channel delivers one unified, perfectly consistent brand message. In today's digital era, if your messaging isn't integrated, you can seriously tank your organization's reputation. But Lamborghini, they synergize absolutely everything.
Looking at the academic model behind this, you can see the underlying architecture. External stimuli, things like the intense emotional value and, of course, the astronomical price of the car, combined with sociological variables like social class and culture. All of this feeds directly into the IMC mix. For Lamborghini, that mix leans extremely heavily on public relations and hyper-targeted online marketing. The endgame? To seamlessly influence consumer purchase behavior and lock in brand loyalty without the consumer ever once feeling like they're being advertised to.
Which brings us to Part 4, digital scarcity and execution. Let's move from the theory to the practice and see exactly how Lamborghini executes this IMC framework out in the wild digital ecosystem. Their digital execution leans into a highly specific type of luxury marketing. It's totally rooted in visual appearance and generating this very palpable sense of digital exclusivity and scarcity. They make sure their multi-generational heritage translates flawlessly to that highly tech-savvy target audience we just talked about. They aren't just out there posting random pictures. They are carefully curating a digital museum of aspiration.
Let's see this in action during a real-world launch. When the new Countach dropped, posts hit Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the exact same time. This is literally textbook IMC right here. They keep a completely unified visual aesthetic across the board. It's simple, it's elegant, but it's powerful enough to whip up absolute enthusiasm among fans and buyers alike.
But check out where the true mastery shows up. The core visuals and that elegant tone, identical everywhere. But the introductory text is subtly tweaked to fit the unique culture and format of each specific social platform. They adapt the hook depending on whether you're scrolling on Facebook or Twitter. However, that underlying brand voice, the feeling of Italian luxury, and, of course, the mandatory emission and fuel consumption data, all of that remains perfectly 100% consistent.
Finally, part 5, real-world results. Because as business strategists, we know a marketing theory is really only as good as its ROI, right? So let's look at the financial and brand equity results of this digital-first IMC approach. Instead of slapping up billboards, Lamborghini invests in highly strategic, deeply emotional digital storytelling. Around Christmas in 2018 and 2019, they released these beautiful YouTube videos featuring kids dreaming of Lamborghinis. And the results? Insane. Those two videos generated a staggering 14.1 and 6.8 million organic views. By leaning into human emotion and pure aspiration, they deepened brand desire on a massive global scale. And they did it without dropping a single dime on traditional ad placement.
And the financial payoff of this IMC strategy, it's completely undeniable. There was a massive, quantifiable surge in their brand value from 2018 straight through to late 2020 and 2021. I mean, think about the global economic challenges during that period. Despite all that, their integrated digital-first luxury approach locked in record profits. Their 2020 turnover hit 1.61 billion euros, and their delivery numbers were just slightly behind 2019's all-time record. Just incredible.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Lamborghini has clearly mastered the art of digital scarcity and integrated messaging for their roaring V10 and V12 engines. But the automotive industry is rapidly shifting toward hybrid technology and full electrification, like we've seen with their own Sion hybrid. So how must elite legacy brands adapt this carefully curated digital exclusivity for tomorrow's market? Really think about it. How do you maintain the visceral, aggressive emotion of a supercar in a completely silent electric era? Keep that question in the back of your mind as you build out your own marketing strategies. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep learning.